Hi guys, welcome back. And today I'm talking about character again. We're gonna do a kind of like a refresher, and we're gonna use a different story, our favorite, Pete the Cat, um, to talk about it. We know Pete the Cat's gonna be one of our characters, but we're gonna look more into what he's saying, doing, thinking, and feeling. But remember, characters are people or animals in a story. If it is a fiction story or something that's not true. It could even be a thing, like a fork, like in Toy Story, maybe. Um, the idea today that we are going to work on is to identify characters and to describe what they say, do, think, and feel within the story and the events taking place. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's our story today. It's a Pete the Cat story, but this one is the surprise teacher. Um, I thought this one would be a little bit silly because surprise, your parents have to teach you guys for a little bit. A little sad too. But based on what you see on the cover, what do you think might happen? Remember, this is our preview and predict part. We always do this in the beginning of a story. What do you think might be happening in the story or what will happen in this story based on what you see and maybe the title? I see that he's got a book and a pencil and it kind of looks like he's going to school, but I wonder what surprise teacher means. And I'm not sure, but hopefully by reading this book we can find out. Um, I think at least Pete the Cat's going to be one of our characters for sure since it is one of his stories, but teacher is also going to be a character since it is also about the teacher. And you can see on the front that we have two characters so far. Hopefully we get to see some more characters, but we'll be focusing on these two and what they do here. Pete is ready for school. Where is Mom? Pete asks. She has a surprise for you, says Pete's dad. I've noticed something already. Thinking about characters. Pete goes to school. His mom is there. What a surprise. Hi, class. I am Mrs. Cat, says Pete's mom. I am the substitute teacher. I think that may have been the surprise. It says, what a surprise! And we know that if it has this little mark here, we call that exclamation mark. We know that if it's there, um, that it's showing some kind of emotion. And this particular emotion is being surprised. I will need your help today, says Pete's mom. What do we do first? Art, says Pete. Yeah, says the class. The class lines up. Pete's mom leads the line. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. So think about the characters still. I see lots of them. What are they saying, doing, thinking, and feeling? Boing! This is not art. This is gym. Stay and play, says the gym teacher. I wonder how they're feeling about that. I could use my pictures to help me. It kind of looks maybe that Pete the Cat might be a little disappointed. What do you think? This might be how he's feeling, so think about how he's feeling. The class plays. Gym is fun with more kids, says Pete. Gym is over. Pete's mom takes the class to art. That doesn't look like it says art to me. What do you think that says? La la la. This is not art. This is music. Stay and sing, says the music teacher. More characters. The class sings. We are louder with more kids, says Pete. Rumble. Pete is hungry. Time for lunch. So he's feeling hungry. That's something I've noticed with him as a character. He's feeling hungry right now. When you're hungry, sometimes you might feel a little more frustrated, or maybe you get upset easier. So I wonder if maybe he could be feeling that kind of way right now. This is not the lunchroom. This is the playground. Let's have a picnic, says Pete. It sounds like throughout this story that Mrs. Cat is a little bit confused about where everything is. But I'm wondering, how are the other characters feeling about it, and what are they doing about it or saying about it? Because I've noticed so far that they haven't been too upset about it. They've actually been pretty excited and noticed that things can be more interesting sometimes if you change things up. I wonder if that's going to continue to happen. Now it is time for art, says Pete's mom. Everyone cheers. Pete leads the class. Is this art? Asks Pete's mom. What do you think? Is that art? Art. I think so. It is. Lots of kids are making art. Oh no, says the art teacher. It's too late to join us. The day is almost over. I wonder how our characters are feeling now. If you look at their faces in the pictures, these guys look pretty happy that they're doing art. But look at Pete. What does he kind of look like he's feeling? He looks kind of sad to me. What do you think? The class goes to their classroom. I know, says Pete. Let's make art here, he says. Okay, says Pete's mom. Pete calls a huddle. The class plans a surprise. Pete draws. Callie makes paper cats. Everyone helps. Surprise, says Pete. The class made art for Pete's mom. Thank you, Mrs. Cat, says the class. We had a great day with you. So in the end, all of these characters were feeling pretty happy and excited that they had a fun day. Sometimes a different day is an awesome day. So, in this story, we had lots of characters. So we can go ahead and talk about some of them. We know that two characters that stayed the same throughout the whole story was Pete and Mrs. Cat. They were in the story throughout the whole event. So were the other students. They had a lot to say, and so did the other students. So if we take a look back in our book, we can find some things that they said, did, and felt throughout. A lot of times when we look at how they felt, we have to kind of look at pictures and other things, but we can find what they say and did in the story. So let's go ahead and find something that maybe Pete the cat said. Okay. Gym is fun with more kids, says Pete. In the story here, it has this right here. It says, gym is fun with more kids. Is that something that he said? Let me read it again. Gym is fun with more kids, says Pete. If that's something he said, then we can say that that's something that his character is a part of his character. If we find something that Mrs. Cat said, she says, "Hi class, I am Mrs. Cat," says Pete's mom. Is that something that she said? Yes. So then we can go ahead and say that that is part of her character. We also take a look at some things that people do. We know that throughout this entire story, Mrs. Cat was the substitute teacher, and she was taking them to all their different classes. We also know that Pete was helping her find all these classes, and the class was going with them. So those are the things that they did. We talked a little bit about what they were feeling based on their pictures, but in terms of what they're thinking, we may not know that based on this story, and that's okay. So take a minute to think about your favorite character from the story. And I would like for you to draw a picture of your favorite character from the story. You can go back through the video and look at the characters. And then I want you to draw them doing something that you think they might do that didn't happen in the story based on what you know. Okay. Once you do that, you can send me a picture or you can just keep it for yourself. That's really up to you. I just want you to think outside of the box for this one. All right. Well, I miss you all so much, and I'm glad we were able to talk about character again today and connect it with Pete the Cat, something we've already talked about.